Hello and welcome back. And in this video, let's take a look at some of the other properties about text. Okay, so we're gonna take one text view and modify it by adding some more modifiers into it. Okay, so I have this VStack and I have this text view wrapped inside the VStack. Now let's go ahead and change the font, as you already know how to change the font. We can apply title here, and we can apply some foreground color. So I'm going to give it a foreground color as white. Okay, now you don't see where the text is. So let's add some padding before we actually give it a background. So I'm going to give it a background now. And we're going to say this background it needs to be color.orange. Okay, there we go. Now let's say if you want this width to go end to end, what you can do is you can provide a frame property or frame modifier. And frame, if you look at, takes a few of the overload. It takes either just like the frame, or you can have width, height, alignment, or you can have min width, ideal width, max width. Let's see which one is this. Okay, so min width, ideal width, max width, min height, ideal height, max height, and alignment. Okay, so you can take this overload. Now if you notice, most of these or all of these are actually optional. So what we can do is we can just say we are interested in max width. Okay, and then you have an option to actually provide a width, or you can actually take an advantage of the new float value that's infinity. So basically, infinity tells there's a positive infinity. That means it's going to go end to end on the screen. And as you can see, you create this effect of having a band running across your screen. And it doesn't matter what size and form factor your device is, it's going to run end to end for that screen. And then you add your background on the top of it. So basically, it gives you the background. Now, let me show you what happens if you actually have background first and then the frame. So what happens is basically your background takes effect first, and then your frame takes effect later. Now, as you can see, this white is there. The frame is actually going end to end, infinity direction, but you don't see that effect because your background has been applied before the frame modifier was applied. So order in which your modifiers are applied is important. So you need to remember which modifier needs to come first before you actually apply the other modifier to achieve certain kind of look and feel. Okay. Now let's go ahead and proceed. Let's have a font that's actually that you can define. So title, light title, and stuff like that are good. You have all these options: body, callout. For example, you have callout. You can have large title, with a bigger font. But what if you want to provide a font size, right? So what you can do is you can say system. And system actually takes certain properties. System takes a style, where the font style is there, and it takes size, it takes text style and design, and it takes basically size, weight, and design, all of them. Okay. What we are interested in is size, so we're going to take the size, and we're going to say we want this text to be 30 points. Okay, and there we go. We have 30 point of size for this text. Now, if you want to make this basically italic, slanted a bit, you can actually just add another modifier and just select the italic. And there we go. We have the italic version of our text view available to us. Okay. Now, you can have, we talked about padding, we talked about italicizing, and you can have some of the other things. For example, you can have a strikethrough effect. So as you can see, these modifiers are very powerful, And just by adding one or two of these modifiers, you achieve a result that was actually a little bit like, more involved during the storyboard approach or the approach where your UI kit is involved, right? So that's what SwiftUI actually brings to you, giving you these components that you can actually kind of like a Lego blocks that you can merge together to build and let your creativity out. So it's less involved in terms of like what you're building, but you can actually build something using those Lego blocks. Now, let's say like what you have done with text is you have modified, provided provided like a font with a font modifier. You have added a foreground color using the foreground modifier. You can add a background color or background image or anything like that using the background modifier. Now, background modifier, like I mentioned, takes a view, and reason that modifier does not modify, a reason that takes like a view is because it does not modify the view itself, but it actually adds a new layer, just like CA layer used to be added in the UI view. And basically that new layer is where you add these new modifiers or new properties. So background actually adds, in this case, a new layer of orange color, and that's what you see as an effect inside your view. Okay, so the key thing to remember that order of the modifier matters, and you can add padding or background before and after and see like which experience you're seeking. You can apply modifiers on the top level. Basically, you can move a modifier. For example, let's see which one we can take. So let's say if I take this and remove the font size from here, and if I had another text, right? Hello, maybe, and I can apply a modifier at the parent level, and it's actually gonna be applied on the entire child view. So basically, I can apply it on the container here, and it's actually the size for both these texts that are child views for this VStack. Okay, so that's another thing that you can actually do. Okay, now you can still override like individual views of the individual view fonts or modify like individual views properties using internal modifiers. So for example, if I want to say I don't want font 30, I want it to be large title, I can do like that, or I can say this it's just a subheading, so don't apply that 30 font. So you can do that too. So you can actually still override inside your container to basically achieve the look that you're looking for. Okay, so that was it, a brief intro to text, and hope you guys enjoyed this. In the next one, we're going to take a look at images. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.